This is Dr. Ren Thomas.
I'm a professor at Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, on the east coast of Canada. Currently, I'm working hard to address the question, will only the strong survive?
But she's not talking about gladiators or wild animals. She's talking about rental housing. Rental housing is seriously important. Around 30% of households in Canada are renters. And affordability can vary widely, as what is affordable for one family may not be affordable for another. So how can we ensure that everyone is able to live in housing that suits their needs at a price they can pay? Housing affordability has reached a crisis point in many Canadian cities. However, municipalities experience constant tensions between protecting existing rental housing, building new rental housing, and supporting higher value housing types and tenures such as luxury condominiums. As many municipalities rely on property taxes income, it can be enticing to approve higher value developments, despite the need for more affordable housing options within the rental universe of the area. Dr. Thomas is seeking solutions to these challenges by asking,
what are the barriers to protecting existing rental housing or implementing new rental housing in Canadian municipalities? How have municipal planners, housing providers, and developers been able to overcome these barriers and implement new housing in Canadian cities? And finally, what is the role of the new National Housing Strategy in supporting the development of policies that will help protect or implement new rental housing?
Phase 1 of this project explored how cities have, or have not, overcome barriers to developing and protecting rental housing across Canada. The 15 case studies were chosen for their population size and range of approaches to rental housing policy, plans, and programs. Within the 15 case study areas, publicly available official plans, housing strategies, and municipal bylaws were used to determine the policies specific to rental housing protection and implementation. Because municipal housing provision relies upon provincial governments, provincial housing strategies and funding programs were also included. A survey of municipal planners, developers, and non-profit housing developers involved in rental housing provision was also conducted, providing first-hand insights into the municipal approaches, such as aspects of implementation or the success of key policies, which are not available in publicly available documents. Using this information, an analysis of similarities and differences between case studies was completed, with policies sorted into 4 categories: universal, common to some, uncommon, and unique. And even within these categories, the strength of policies varied widely. The survey showed that municipalities have had some success in overcoming identified barriers, such as low levels of coordination and collaboration, resistance to affordable and rental housing, and lack of developer interest in rental housing. Respondents felt that their municipalities were more successful in the development of new rental housing than in the protection of existing units. Similarities and differences between the cities were examined in a meta-analysis during Phase 2. The main barriers cities are facing are financial. For example, development fees are just as high for rental housing as condo housing projects. There is also a lack of funding for affordable rental housing, and cities might be unable or unwilling to grant surplus land to rental housing developers. Survey respondents indicated that their most successful approaches for protecting existing rental units were development fee reductions or exemptions, grants or funding for affordable rental projects, and bylaws and zoning changes to allow rental options such as secondary suites, strong tenant protection, and dedicated replacement of rental units. For creation of new rental units, the most successful approaches were development fee reductions or exemptions, grants or funding for affordable rental projects, and a simplified development approval process. For large cities, policy and programs to specifically address rental housing and the availability of land for construction for rental units were critical. It's time to ask ourselves, will those with more innovative approaches, strong policy language, and supportive funding and incentives be more successful in developing and maintaining their rental housing stock in the future? These are challenges that require solutions today, not over a vague timeline some point in our city's futures. Rental housing in Canada needs better support, some of which will come from the new National Housing Strategy. In particular, cities need more policy and financial support to protect existing rental units from redevelopment. Strong policy linked to funding programs and targeted initiatives for rental housing are also keys to success. At the end of the day, success comes down to strong collaboration between municipal and provincial governments and the willingness of municipalities to encourage rental housing in cities. If you're a municipal planner, provincial planning staff member, developer, or housing organization staff member, Dr. Ren Thomas wants to share these policy findings with you. Check out the link to find out about an upcoming workshop or to read the latest reports and articles on the study.